What's going on, everyone? Welcome back to the channel. And if you're new, I'm Tyler. And this morning I got the excavator started, and it's right off down the hill there. And so this morning, all these big trees here you see, all of them down the hill. I got some over there. I want to start knocking all these big trees down because, for one, so if you can look out through there, don't mind the old trailer. It's another project for another day. Rainy day. Gotta get the floor put in it. We got the floor. But all of it is got a bunch of briars. It's growed back up. I've cleaned this off once before, but it's growed back up. We've never really kind of kept up with it. But now I'm going to knock all these trees down, get it cleaned back up to where I can keep up with it. And I had a little John Deere 450E Dozer at the time, and that's what I used to clean up the place with, and it was kind of small. I couldn't keep up with everything because it's kind of small, and I was young, didn't really know what I was doing a whole lot. I was learning, but now I know. So I was basically playing, but I was doing some work. But I had this cleaned off at one time, and it's growed back up. It gets worse down through there. A bunch of little sycamore trees, things like that growing up, but I want to start knocking these down. I'm kind of back and forth on everything. I want to buy a stump grinder because I don't want to knock them down because I had no place to go with the stumps on this section here because there's a fence that joins our neighbor, and I don't really know what to do with the stumps besides dig a giant hole, and that's going to take forever. So I think what I'm going to do with these, I think I'm going to end up knocking all these down, taking the stumps and a steeper hill, pushing them towards the corner, and piling them up, and I may pile the brush up there and burn them down, and then get what I can burn down, and then just leave it. Just kind of push it up against the wood edge there and just leave it. And then on this other side, I think this is where my idea is. We're kind of thinking about buying a stump grinder. We don't really know yet. We're just kind of kicking the idea around. But this side is cleaned up. It's better. The ground's better. I've angle bladed this. There's just a few rocks here and there. It's not that bad. But I don't want to knock these out and have these big old holes through this field because since I've got this all cleaned up. So I think this is where we're going to think about logging all this out, getting what we can for logs. The rest of it goes to the processor, and we'll process it down for firewood and get some money out of it that way. And then we'll buy us a stump grinder, come through and grind all them stumps out and then have it cleaned up because we got a few more bigger trees in that direction too we want to take out, and a few more kind of by the shop we want to take out. And the fields are cleaned up, and we really don't want to kind of tear the field all back up after what I've angle bladed and got it all cleaned up, got grass on it. So that's our plan. But this over here, it's trash. It don't look good. It needs to be cleaned up. So think about this, kind of pushing it all down and then angle blading and getting it all cleaned up. That's my idea. And then starting in the back. But once I get this done, I want to get back to the other farm and get some stuff done over there because the money I get out of these logs, I'm putting in the fence. We've got a lot of fence to build. So I want to take the money out of that and put towards fence, getting all the wire and the pipe and the post, all of it done. And if I have to, I can end up paying somebody to do so that I can't do, or don't have time to, because hay season gets here and we got to be cutting hay. So that is my plan in a nutshell. So we all know our plans don't always work out, but it's what I'm wanting to do. So I'm gonna go down here and drive around, kind of look at everything, and then excavator's warming up, so I'll go start it. But I need to bring the Dozer over anyways, because I do got to get the tracks on it. The tracks are terrible now. I've got pretty much everything I can get out of them. So I need to get it over here, get it serviced, and get the tracks put on it. So that is another project. I got a lot of projects. So let's go down here and look. I'll show you what we got going on. All these trees they're big trees. Great old big trees. But you can see the brush. Not very good. Yeah. Limbs hanging down off of them. Can't really bush hog. You can see there's how it gets all thick. There is a brush part right there because I did start kind of cleaning this up, and that's where it quit. The ground, as you can see, it's rocky. A lot of the rocks have come to the top. Oh yeah. This is why I'm just going to angle plate this over here to get it all cleaned up. There's a lot of good trees, but I'm thinking a lot of them ain't no good. So, that's what we're going to do. I'll go get the excavator and we'll get to start knocking some trees down. Well, so far they are pushing a little easy, which these things ain't got much of a root system on them. They're not very good trees. And I'm just kind of shaking on them a little bit to see if I do need to dig them. Just trying to take it easy. These trees, like I said, these trees ain't the best. The tops broke out of them. They don't really provide much shade. Just don't need it to go. There we go. Just like that. They want it to hit Dad's feed troughs. These things ain't got much shade. They're dying out. There's always a limb or two falling off of them, which you can kind of tell there's not much limbs on them now. So these are definitely coming out. I am leaving, there's two up on top of this hill here, which are right there. I'm going to leave, I don't know if I can see them, but I want to leave them two because they're still good. And this over here has got a dead limb in it, so I think it's going to be okay. I talked to our neighbor Zach, he's our logger, and he can look at it and see. He's supposed to come over and help soon. He's doing some logging jobs right now. But I told him when I was got going on. So whenever he had a free time and a rainy day, pretty much, he'd come over. Some of these I can't cut up. I ain't got a big enough saw, and I want to do what I can, and he'll just kind of do what I haven't done, and he'll probably just haul them out for us. A lot of these I can get. I mean, probably won't get no. Be lucky to get a log out of these, but I doubt it. But I'll use it for the processor and get some firewood out of them. We'll make our money that way out of these. What don't make a log, we'll get in firewood. We'll take that cone splitter and split them down where they'll go on the machine. The whole point of having that processor is so I can do stuff like this and get the place cleaned up. These big trees, they're just, you can't do nothing with them, and most times sawmills don't want them anyways because they're so big. Our sawmills around here don't like to mess with them. But there is a lot of good wood in them. So we're just not going to waste nothing if we can keep from it. Like I said, the money that we get out of this will help us buy fuel, some seed, and like put towards the fence. We got some fence to build, so it's not coming straight out of our pockets. Trying to make the farm pay for itself. In a way. Because we all know farming, there's no money in farming anymore. And if you do get any money, you're lucky. Finish moving this one around, then I'll go down and get the skid steer, put a chain on my chainsaw. I'll start cutting some of these up, getting them out of the way. Like I said, I know these ain't gonna be no good. They're just gonna be for firewood. I may bring my bucket up here too for the skid steer, so I can kind of smooth some of this around, because being around the feed troughs, I don't want the cows stepping in this stuff. I'm getting a hurt foot. And I gotta get these cut up anyways, get them out of the way so Dad can feed. And he takes his tractor right on down through here, and he's got a feed box on the back of his tractor so he can feed and put hay out at the same time. Trying to break some of these limbs up too, that way I can, since I ain't got the dozer, I can take the skid steer and push them down the hill. I can't really remember how much fuel's in it, so I'm gonna have to go put some fuel in it. But either way. Whoop. Well, I got a few trees knocked down. I didn't get to video a lot of it. Trying to keep y'all out of the sun. I had to end up going and getting some fuel, and I stopped and went home up and got my little girl, and she's been with me most of the day, so I've been kind of piddling around, keeping up with her. So I really didn't have time to run the video or the camera much, but it's getting into the day, and I'm getting kind of tired, so it is starting to kind of clean up pretty good. These trees ain't very deep, but I've noticed when I knock that tree out, there's a shelf rock, and there's one right on that tree too. So that tells me these trees right here are not going to be very deep. Them down there probably will be. But another thing is, I'm starting to notice they don't have much of a root system, which may be pretty good in my part, so there's not going to be big old stumps. And being as they're on this hillside, the wind don't get to them, so they're not having to have much of a root system to kind of keep them in the ground. So that may be a good thing for me. But another thing is, it gets really steep real quick, and right here you can kind of see, especially in the bobcat, it gets really steep real quick. So I've been kind of pushing the brush off and trying to push it over there. There is an old brush pile there, and there's one right down in there. But I may have to end up going get the dozer, but the way it's kind of cleaning up, it ain't bad. So I may not have to angle bud, because I'm kind of getting all the briars pushed off the ground, and I'm getting a lot of the trash and the leaves. It's mainly all this is just leaves and briars, because there's no grass growing here. So I'm kind of getting a lot of this cleaned up. So I don't know, just have to kind of see how everything works. I don't have a root rake on the dozer. That would be really handy doing this right here, because I don't want to gather my dirt, because we ain't got much dirt on this hillside. It's a lot of chunk rock, and what I mean by chunk rock is stuff like this. The more you mess with the ground, the more the rock comes up. So we just want to kind of float the ground off, kind of get all these bigger rocks, and that's all it is bill rocks. And it's a lot of flint rock too. So this stuff's very sharp, and it will cut tires up big time. You can see like that rock right there. That's really sharp. You could almost shave with that thing. That's really sharp. So, but I am getting a lot of these trees ain't no good. Gonna be good for firewood. That red oak probably ain't gonna be no good, because it's got a squirrel hole in it. So we'll just see how it goes. I'm hoping we'll get I'd like to get at least 2 truckloads of logs out of here, but I don't know. That one probably ain't gonna be no good. A lot of these ain't gonna be no good. Maybe that one might be. Them down there might be good, but I know these right in here not no good. We had an ice storm back in 09, and it really killed a lot of our trees, and I think that's what the problem is. So, but yeah, I'm gonna quit for the day and call it a day. And then I'll come back in the morning, and I'll start hitting again, getting some more trees cut up and more brush piled up. Good morning, everyone. So today I'm over against the highway where I done all the cleaning out the fence row with the excavator a couple videos back, and I got it all angle bladed. I done this last weekend, got it all angle bladed, cleaned up. Needs a little bit of bush hog, kind of bush hog these sprouts down. I didn't get to video it because I thought I had my camera stuff in my truck, and I went to look for it. I couldn't find it. My little girl, she had it hid on me, and it was in my truck, but she knew where it was. I couldn't find it, so I couldn't video this. But either way, I got all this cleaned up. I got that other spot down the road cleaned up, but it just needs a little bit more work. There's a couple stumps I need to dig. I need to dig them out, but I'm just gonna take the chainsaw and cut them off so I can build my fence. I'm gonna start on that soon, but I want to try to get everything done with the dozer, because I do need to take it back. I need to service it, and I really need to put the tracks on it, because the sprockets are really bad. And so I'm just trying to get everything I can done with it for right now. And I got a couple of spots in this field while it's dry enough before springtime hits and we start getting a lot of wet weather. I want to try to fix up. There's a couple of holes and some rough spots in this hayfield here, so I'm gonna get all of them kind of fixed up. But it's got a nice view. Up there's where I feed my cows, so it's got a good view off this highway right here. I need to figure out something to do with all them trees down through there on the bank. The bank on the other side of where the hayfield is, I can get to them with the tree clipper, but I don't know what to do with all them. That's kind of steep, and it's too small for the excavator to grub out. I'd like to have like a sidearm mower. Sidearm mower would be perfect. Go through there and mow all that stuff down. But this other stuff, I can see I got a pile of brush, but I need to clean out this fence row first. But I want to get this fence done. Then I want to tear off that fence row and around, and it's not very big. It just goes around the cemetery, but it ain't very big, so I want to get all that cleaned out, and then I'll start to fence that, and I'll burn the brush at the same time when I bring the excavator back over here. So yeah, that's my plan. I just gotta get it done. Well, that turned out pretty good. This part of this field, it's got a bunch of ruts in it. You can still kind of see. I'll probably have to come back and put a little bit more. I've got dirt there now, so I'll come back through and take the Bobcat and put a little bit more as it settles. But it turned out pretty good, and it shouldn't settle that much because this ain't very deep. So, and this is really good dirt. There's not a whole lot of rock in it. It's been needing to be done. Had a big old hole over there, another hole over there. I've got another little hole somewhere out in this field, but I'm not going to take the dozer and try to track it down. Since I've got dirt in the field, I've got a little dirt over there piled up. So I'll take the skid steer, I'll come through and I'll find them, and then take the skid steer and put a scoop or two in them, smooth them up, because they're not fun when you hit when you're going through baling and you run into them with the baler or the tractor. They hurt. So I'm gonna try to work on this road a little bit, show you what's going on with the road. I'm not gonna do a whole lot of work on it because there's not a lot of material to work with it, and having grass in the dirt, you can't do nothing with it because it's just grass clods. But I'm gonna try to do just what I can. The road's wore out, what it is, but you can see there's big old potholes, and it's all the way up the hill, and the road's, it's just wore out. It's starting to get like big ledge rocks in it and stuff. So I've talked to the neighbors. I told them I could fix it, and we just have to get together and get some dirt hauled in and just kind of go halfers on it, I guess, and fix it. They seem to be okay with it, but I'm gonna do a little bit what I can with it, and then we'll push the tree out, and I'll be done over here for the day. Well, I got the road fixed somewhat. It needs a little gravel, but it's a lot better than what it was. But got this tree knocked out, got all this fence done. We worked on it and got it all patched up and fixed, so all of it's good from that tree on. And I got this old gate. There's nothing really wrong with it. It's kind of bent in this one spot, but nothing's gonna be wrong with it to hang it up. I'm gonna hang it up there. That way the cows can go in and out, and put me on H-brace right here, and then re-stretch the fence between that tree here. And I'll have this whole cross fence done, and then I'll lack the cross fence going this way in this field to the other field. And it just really needs a post and to re-tuck back down and re-tighten back up. It's still good, it's just it's really loose. But I'm gonna go back and probably start getting some pipe ready and bring over here. That way it'll be here ready to go when I get a chance to work on it, weld it up, and then I'll probably call it a day. So yeah.